struggle. Mariemont, first-year coach, and Scott Kerr, 10 years over at Mason, assistant coming in. Kids have to learn a new program, and I know it's always a tough thing. They're 10 games into the season, but it still takes a while, I guess, to learn a system.
It's always an adjustment when you have to get a new coach coming in, all new assistant coaches, of course, and it always takes at least half the season to adjust what the coach wants to do and figure out what his plan is for the season, and you're always going to struggle when you start off like that.
Rich Benzman in his 13th year at Reading, 220 and 111. That is his record over the 13 years. As we said, 100 of those wins came in the last 5 years. So as far as the starting lineups go, they're out there right now. Why don't you go over the starters here in tonight's game?
Well, for Reading, we got number 5, Kevin Kyler, a 5'10 junior. Jason Overbeck, a 6'3 junior. Number 13, Rob Davis, a 6-foot senior. Number 25 is Zach Taylor, a guard, 5'9 senior. And at forward, number 42, Andy Poe, a 6'2 senior. That's for the Reading Blue Devils.
The Mariemont Warriors, you have James Holcomb, a 5'10 senior. Brian Baird, a 6-foot sophomore. Greg Deaver, a 6'4" senior. Chris Sizer, a 5'11 junior. And Freeman Jordan, a 6'3 sophomore. One thing about this Warriors team, Glenn Burke, 6-foot junior. Their best defender, their best ball handler, got knocked down in a game about a week or so ago against New Richmond, broke his foot. He's going to be out 3 weeks or more. The sophomore Baird has to fill those shoes, and that's always a tough situation, especially throwing in with a sophomore.
Real big shoes to fill when you have to fill in for the team's best player, and you're struggling at 1-5.
Right. They're 3-1 non-league, so that just shows you what the CHL, how tough it is right now. They're 1-5, but we're about ready to tip it off here tonight. High school hoops, Friday night action. This is our second time here in Mariemont this week. The Warriors did lose to the Deer Park Wildcats on Wednesday on an ICRC high school hoops game. But right now, we're about ready to get going. Jason Overbeck, Greg Deaver, and the Blue Devils get the ball. And that's number 25, Zach Taylor, ball handler in the wing. Taylor back over to Kevin Kyler. Rob Davis. Rob Davis is a three-point threat. Did a game with him last year. He had 5 3-pointers in a game, in a regional game. And he lights it up. And what? I guess I gave him a little bit of good luck there.
I guess so.
Rob Davis gets the Blue Devils on the board with the three-pointer. Right now we got Freeman Jordan with the ball. There's Holcomb. Holcomb and Devers, the only 2 returning lettermen on this Mariemont Warriors team from last year. And we got a turnover underneath on Mariemont. That was on Freeman Jordan. So not only do you have a new coach, Tom, you also only have 2 returning lettermen. So it is a young Warrior team. Now, I want to tell you where we are located tonight. We are located right next to the Reading bench. So it might get a little loud to the left of me right now.
It is loud. It is loud, that's for sure.
That's Jason Overbeck. He gets a 2-pointer.
Nice steal.
A steal by Zach Taylor. Second turnover on the Warriors. Blue Devils scored the first 5 points. They're looking to put more on the board. Taylor, Davis, down to Kyler. Andy Poe, and there is a long three-pointer by Zach Taylor. And Reading very quickly out to an 8-0 start.
Both teams very patient, working the ball around, looking for the best shot.
Mariemont trying to get on the board. Turnaround shot won't fall for Freeman Jordan. Rob Davis with the ball.
Kentucky! Kentucky! Kentucky!
Davis to Taylor. Kyler, Davis, three-point attempt. Got it. 2 out of 2. As I said, in a regional game, and Scott Kerr wants to call a timeout here, 11-0. We did a regional game here up at I believe it was Wright State last year, and Rob, matter of fact, I'm looking right back at it right now against Reedy. Rob Davis lit him up for 5 3-pointers in that game for 15 points. So he likes ICRC TV. He's picking right up where he left off the last ICRC game.
And neither of those 3-pointers were cheap either. Both of them that Davis that were a good 6 inches or a foot behind the line.
Now, Jordan Smith, also a 6'2 senior for Reading, he is out. He broke a wrist in the Highlands game, and but Coach Rich Bensman said that he hopes he will be back in a week or so. Coming into this tonight, the CHL, Wyoming's leading away 10-0, 5-0 in the league. Deer Park 11-2, 6-1. Deer Park's a big surprise in the league. They picked 6th in the league. Well, boy, they have really caught fire this season. Finneytown 5-2 in the league. Madeira 2-2. Reading 2-2. Indian Hill 1-4, and Mariemont 1-5. Taylor bringing up the rear in the league. That's the CHL. And that's going to be, that would have been an over and a back any way you look at it.
Not the possession you want to come out of a timeout right there by Mariemont.
Kyler back over to Zach Taylor. Rob Davis from the wing. Well, he's 1 for 3 in the 3-point range. And we have our first foul of the game coming up.
It's on number 42.
That was on Andy Poe. Yep, the foul was on Andy Poe. That'd be his first. Andy, a 6'2 senior. Andy, all-league in football. And Mariemont, that's going to be another turnover.